That's me.
Because I can see already the other side is moving. But it's not all the time like this. So just you guess. If you are lucky, you got it. Otherwise, you are inside the traffic jam.
The good thing Paris has, they have a lot of signs saying how long it's going to take you to get there. But that doesn't always help either. So, let's come around here a little bit, huh? Okay. He's got the video. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's quick. Whoa!
Okay.
Which one was made by the professional? Which two weren't?
Keep open your eyes. Do you really believe that Peter is here? I believe it is coming. Just behind me and you. Eccolo qua. But there is another Peter, much more famous than you. The Sistine Chapel is the area, the place where the new Pope is usually elected. Yeah. The way is still going on in the same way, like a long time ago. Cardinals, just a few of them, the most experienced one, are allowed to come and vote. Only one of them has a chance to be elected as a new Pope. What about the Sistine Chapel now? Outside, it seems like any other building. Inside, the Sistine Chapel is totally different. The Sistine Chapel is at the same time dark and full of light. How can be something like this? The Michelangelo paintings, you know, are the way to move back to the light. But the Sistine Chapel is pretty dark. Why? Have a look. The sun for today is not so strong, right? We don't have a real illumination in the Sistine Chapel, right? We just have natural light. Like, you see the pane of glass is like a filter, you know, for the natural light, the sun itself too.
If it wasn't yet obvious, we are now in the Vatican Museum getting a guided tour from our man here in Vatican, Roberto. He is speaking through a microphone and an earpiece, so I'm listening to him while I'm talking to you.
I'm in front of you. Please move back. The entrances, the one on the left and right hand side. Those entrances are gone for today. Why? The original plan, studied by Michelangelo, was modified. Now we can see a church much, much longer than wider, right? And have a look. Behind Peter's tomb, we see what? We see a yellow light. Do you still remember the meaning of this yellow light? What's the meaning of the yellow light? No, in many different, so many times you see like a symbol of peace, harmony, the white dove, printed on the sand, the foot of the white dove. Look, this is a symbol of peace, right? The church, where I am, where you are with me, was inaugurated when Christians were still fighting all together, you know? The church was inaugurated 400 years ago when Christians living in Europe have been fighting. So the church built by Michelangelo was totally different. The way up the dome was his ideal message to him. Was his ideal message. Ragazzi, marble all around you seems real, but it's just jasper, a special kind of marble from Sicily, right? Bernini has been able, first of all, cutting the marble, then joining and fixing all together every single piece to make something like this. The shroud, you know, the towel put on the face of people when they die, is been copied. You know, you see the skeleton is pulling or not over his face the shroud. Look, something symbolic too. You will never know when it will be time to leave or not, but for sure the Pope, or this memory, in this case his statue, but also his memory is still alive. This Pope, Alexander, was a Pope in charge when the new St. Peter's Square was made. Do you remember the statue?
Okay, being pushed out or sprayed out over the people so they had a nice smell, because there was a lot of blood and death within this. And it's also where this symbol comes from. Everyone see down the middle of the coach, I've got my thumbs up. That's what the emperor, okay, would do to decide if somebody would survive. He'd either put his thumb up or his thumb down. Let's make sure I can do that all day today, huh? You don't want me doing that, do you? No. Okay, something you also need to know. Around this area here, it's very touristy, so you need to stay with me because there are pickpockets out there. And if a man that looks like a centurion, who looks like Russell Crowe, wants to take his photo with you, say no, thank you, because they will charge you for it. Okay? Now, see all these archways that are on the ground floor? These are all entrances to the Colosseum. Okay? Everybody had a small ticket, and at 55,000 people, they would be able to get out of the Colosseum within 20 minutes. That's how organised the Romans actually were. Now, all of this side round here is also restored. You can see the cross there, okay, on the right. That's because a number of years ago, the Pope came and blessed this site because so many Christians were thrown to the lions. Because you need to remember, when this was initially built, the Romans were not Christian, they were pagans, okay? The Christians were the minority of the people, okay?
So where are we?
Right now we are in Rome. We are at the Colosseum, someplace I wanted to go for a very long time. That is right across the street.
Woohoo!
Oh, Matthew!
So we are now in Piazza Navona, and a couple of sites of interest here, real interest. A church by, I guess his name was Borromini. It's impressive, of course, it's big. And then right here is the Fountain of the Four Rivers, created by Bernini. And we just heard the story that Bernini and Borromini were kind of, well, they hated each other basically. But in any event, pop culture note, this is the fountain in the book where, in Angels and Demons, where the cardinal was wrapped in chains and thrown into the water to drown. So there you go. Beautiful stuff. So yeah, we are now at the Pantheon, which this is the oldest complete structure in Rome. This is inside the Pantheon, honoring the Roman gods such as Jupiter and Mars and Venus. This is the giant dome with the hole in the middle, big enough for a coach to drive through. It's funny, because it's such a spectacular building, but in Rome it's just one of many. And now it's a basilica. Again, one of many in Rome.
I'm sure we know. We did that once, but we all found out because I knew a girl. Yeah, we all knew that.
People are supposed to be silent in here, but they're not very. Lots of people milling about, talking. Very different from when we were at the Sistine Chapel earlier today, where you couldn't even whisper without having a guard go, shh, silence, silenzio.
Buonanotte.